Farron, we can't do a show without talking about the fires in California. This takes a little bit of time to discuss this case because it's so confusing. We start off, it's not really confusing, there's so many issues that you don't know which one to grab a hold of. I mean, if I'm writing a story, even an op-ed, if I'm writing that, there are so many layers to this story. The first layer to me is the whole insurance scam. You know, we want to write insurance in your state. We really want to, but we only want to write it in areas where we won't lose money, where we can collect all the money and we don't have to pay out any money. In some states like Florida and California, some other folks are saying, wait a second, you want to do business in this state, you take the good with the bad. You have to, it's an investment you're making into our state. There's plenty of places in California where State Farm and Allstate and farmers, these insurance companies make plenty of money. So it's just like a stock, isn't it? You know, you may have some bad stocks, but you're parlaying them with good stocks. And that's what they're saying here, right?
Yeah, and so we do, within the last 8-9 months here in California, and even going before that though, but we've had tens of thousands of people lose their policies from the fire policy, not the rest of your homeowner's insurance, just anything that covers
100,000 since 2019, 100,000 people.
So, and it's because the insurance companies can do it. Mm-hmm. Nobody is stopping them. And you pointed out a great thing here. Here in the state of Florida, we've been dealing with the same issue. Mm-hmm. These insurance companies have said, wow, it's just too great of a risk with the hurricanes and the flooding, so we're out. They straight up left our state. We have lost more than 20 major insurance companies, many of the ones you listed, in the last year, and that has left the few that remain to jack prices up so high. I have heard from countless people that have said, we have to leave. We're leaving our home that we have raised our children in because we can't afford insurance anymore.
Right.
And the same thing is going to happen in California because a lot of people look at this and they say, oh, celebrity, they have the money, they can rebuild their homes. Of course they can. Mm-hmm. Most of the people that are victims here are not celebrities. We have small businesses. We have average, everyday working class people that now have nothing. And maybe something can come along to help them, but probably not all the way.
There's some real ugly taking place. Okay, you take the people, for example, in Eaton. Most of the calls we're getting are the Eaton area. That's not Celebrityville. Yeah. I mean, these are just hardworking people. They're average Americans. They own businesses, like you said. They had houses that maybe been in the family for 2 or 3 generations. Those are the people calling us. To me, but what you're hearing is the attack of the celebrity. That's where the attack's taking place. This ain't a big deal because all it is multi-millionaire celebrities who live in gated communities and they've never had to confront something like this because, fire has hit them in the face here. The other argument that I'm hearing, well, these are the same people that, they buy into all the liberal concepts of conservation or whatever it may be, and now that are, reducing the numbers of fire department, reducing the number of police, and now it's hit them in the face. But the problem with that argument is that ignores the idea that you have thousands of people that don't have anything to do with Hollywood celebrity that are affected by all this. Yeah. And they're calling it, those are the calls we're getting.
Yeah. And this is not, it's these evil, they deserve it. Oh, so sad for celebrities. People are dying.
Yeah.
There's no end in sight that we can see right. I mean, it's absolutely horrific what's happening. And as the winds shift, then we look at new areas that are suddenly engulfed in flames. This is crazy. And look, the blame game is going to be going around for a long time. And it's kind of pissing me off because I think the one group that nobody's blamed other than me is Nestle. You can't talk about water in California without talking about Nestle.
Fantastic argument. Nestle and all the water companies, right?
Yeah.
Two of the biggest billionaires living in California are in the water business. They've bought up all the water. But, and which is interesting when you say you kind of get upset about the fact that all these blame games taking place. But there's some big blame here, okay? The thing that I don't want everybody to miss, though, in the blame game is that what is the insurance? For example, let's go back to insurance. What is the impact of an insurance company pulling out of California. Well, okay, if you can't get insurance, you can't get mortgages.
Yeah.
If you can't get mortgages, the price and value of the property starts just dumping. There is no value to the property. And if you take that scenario, it affects the entire economy. You know, no insurance, or I can't afford insurance, means I can't get a mortgage, means that the value of the property, plummets. How does that affect the entire economy? So this is a bigger question. You can't just look at this and say, oh, those damn celebrities, who gives a damn? That's what I'm hearing a lot.